Hi everyone, Comic Book Reviewer here. This time reviewing on Kill Bill Volume 2. Now as you know, Kill Bill Volume 2 is a 2004 martial arts film that was written and directed by Quentin Tarantino and was meant to be the second part of Kill Bill after Volume 1. So the premise of Volume 2 is meant to take place sometime after Volume 1, where we see how Bill lets his brother know about, the bride sort of taking out two members of the Deadly Viper assassination squad. And we do kind of see how, after the bride makes her way to take down Bud, but also Ellie, we kind of see how the bride goes to kind of take down Bill, and in doing so learns about not only what is there, but also her and Bill slowly patching things up before the final showdown. And I think what Volume 2 does well at is covering more story about the bride and Bill's former relationship, why she left the Deadly Viper assassination squad, and how, she just wanted a normal life for her and her unborn child. And I think, looking at the film now, I can kind of see where the ending is meant to show the bride and Bill slowly kind of patching things up, but knowing to have one final showdown. And I think, some characters still fit the Mortal Kombat trope. Like, obviously, Bud kind of being a bit like Kabal, basically them being the sort of bottom of the shelf member, being kind of like double-crossed by their other team member, Ellie kind of being a bit like Kano. Well, Kano was meant to have an eye sort of device. Ellie kind of has an eye patch after losing her eye to Bill's former teacher, Pei Mei. And obviously, Pei Mei is not only meant to be based on Shujinko, but I think the writers did take some inspiration from Pei Mei's design for Shujinko. As, I do kind of see Pei Mei a bit more of this edgier, more chop-socky version of Shujinko. And I can see where the film is meant to finish up the last two members of the Deadly Viper assassination squad, as well as learning about the sort of wedding massacre. We kind of learn who the bride was going to get married to. We learn kind of, as well, more about Bill's history. And I think what they get right at is showing how Bill has a deluded sense about comic book characters. Like, talking about how Superman is supposed to have an alter ego, despite the fact that Clark Kent is his actual identity. Because, Clark Kent is supposed to be Clark Kent. He's supposed to understand more about his Earth heritage. He's supposed to kind of embrace his more human side. The point of Superman is him trying to do the right thing and be the person the Kents are expecting to be. It's like Spider-Man. Peter is supposed to be nerdy, intelligent, but at the same time, when he's Spider-Man, he puts that knowledge to good use. He knows deep down that some of the villains aren't evil. And I think what they get right with Bill's character is, showing his deluded mindset set on comic book characters. And you do kind of see how Bill has a understandable knowledge. And I think, to me, is that, I can kind of see where the film is a bit of the weaker film. Like, it's trying to end the story quickly. It's trying to finish up the last two members of the Deadly Viper assassination squad. We kind of get more time with some characters and learn more about them. I know there was plans to do a third Kill Bill film, as well as Volume 4. And I know in 2023, Tarantino did say that a sequel would not be made. And I think this was also the combination of the whole Weinstein effect, productions, as well as working on other projects. Sometimes you have plans and ideas that just won't always work. I think the best thoughts about Volume 2, it's kind of a weaker entry. It feels like it wants to tell a good story, but it feels like some pacings are messed off. And I do feel like, well, yeah, the bride as well as Bill do pack things up. It feels like there could have been this bigger epic fight. Something to kind of give people what they wanted. But it feels a bit of a cop-out. And I can kind of see what they were going with, that, yeah, both Bill and the bride patching things up, as well as knowing that both of them need to move on, and having this one big, minimal, epic fight. So I think this film definitely deserves a thumbs up. Still alright, still good, despite some hit and misses. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.